Yes, I can see.
Yeah. So today we are going to discuss about test process, how the
Mm-hmm.
testing starts from scratch, how
Okay.
exactly test process will occur from the scratch. That is called
Mm-hmm.
as test process for functional validation. Test process for functional validation.
Mm-hmm.
Validation means objects behavior here.
Mm-hmm.
Object behavior on the builder. Builder means a module. Set of
Mm-hmm.
objects validation with respect of positive and negative data is called as nothing but functional validation. Nothing but
Mm-hmm.
functional validation.
Mm-hmm.
Just a minute. Just a minute. So basically, you know this. The software applications are categorized into
Yeah.
uh, like
Web-based, window-based, and then mobile phone-based.
mobile-based, cloud, and distributed.
Mm-hmm.
And you know about the domain technologies, how what are the types of applications should be developed by implementation of the technology like Java, .NET, or whatever it may be. I
Yes.
discussed about all these things also.
Right.
Yeah, I also discussed about the project development and product development, where the
Right.
requirements are less than project development and requirements are more, and it is used for a large scale process. All the stakeholders can use this type of a products.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I teach you about domain modules and environment. So
Mm-hmm.
this basically comes for a uh, gaining the domain knowledge from the experts to the testers. So
Mm-hmm.
it may provide these specifications may provide from the business analyst or product owner or test manager or senior test engineer for the tester.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, domain means total application, like banking or whatever it may be.
Right.
Module means how many bills it contains, and what are the environment is used to develop and test the product. This comes
Mm-hmm.
under environment, including server configuration also comes under here.
Mm-hmm.
Next, now these are the main key architecture procedures. So first we
Mm-hmm.
have to know the set of architectures. Why? Because so you know basically how the client server architecture will occur.
Say that again.
Client server architecture. So client server architecture means the server will provide the suppose this is a client machine and this is a server. Okay, the server provides the see from the client from the client where is the text object. Okay, this is a client machine It's not taking the issues. So this is the client, and this is, imagine this is a server. So from the client, the request will send hits to the server. Then after what happens, server will going to provide a respond to the client request, right? Server provides a response to the client request. This is a client, and this is a server. Now we'll do one thing. Okay. Yeah, this is a client, and this is a server. So basically, client sends a request to the server. Okay, this is called as a request. Here it will say it is a request. So whatever it may be the request, it hits to the server basically. From the server, whatever the request comes from the client, the server will be going to provide response. So this is called as a client server standalone environment. Standalone environment. Okay. Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
yeah,
Yeah.
actually I put on mute because I was coughing bad, but I
Oh,
can
good.
hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Please text it. That's it. Text in chat box. I will look after that. Okay. So we have to know types of environments. Environments. Okay. Here we first and foremost type is standalone. Standalone environment. Standalone and environment. That is called as one tier architecture. And next we have client server architecture. Client server environment, or it is also called as two-tier architecture. Two-tier architecture. And the next third one is another environment we have web environment, which are also called as three-tier architecture. Why I am providing these types of architecture means in these types of architectures only basically we can work. In real-time scenario, in the company premises, we work in this max extent two-tier architecture, or might be sometimes we work with respect of a three-tier architecture according to the specifications. If it is a MNC company or a big company, we have to focus on three-tier architecture. But in real-time scenario, after the application is deployed in the client location, in the server location, the clients needs entire architecture. Means here, example is like Amazon. We have so many So this is a e-commerce product, but we have so many features. Amazon.in, if it's an Indian based, or Amazon.us, then Amazon.Canada, or whatever it may be. The extensions are different. These are all comes under different servers configuration. This is called as entire architecture. Most of the cases nowadays, most of the clients are focusing on entire architecture only. Entire architecture only. So this comes under standalone or one tier architecture, client server, two tier, web environment, and distributed environment.
Okay.
This is called as based on the types of environments. Here what happens, it is a combination of presentation layer, business layer, and a data layer, where one can install this type of servers in the particular location.
Okay.
Yeah, see, this is the client machine, and sometimes servers consists of two types. So we have two types of servers basically: app server, or we have a separate database server. Whereas in the server, it interacts with what happening. Okay, so here web server and app server resides in one machine, whereas okay, web server and app server will reside in one machine, and this is the client environment, and this is the database environment. Here also, after getting the output for the client request, after getting the page, the database server will be activated. From there, the data will be compared through client machine, interacts over here in database, and gets matches over there in the stored procedures, where the data is stored in the format of tables. It compares user ID, password. If it is valid, then in the client location, when the person is opens the browser and access the page, then next page will be opened like this. Suppose I'm opening the browser, I'm inserting user this Cyclos application. It is getting the page from the server. It might be from web server or app server. I will teach you what is the web server and app server later. Okay, the page is coming from the server, and I'm inserting user ID and password. After inserting user ID password, if it is a valid data, it opens the, after clicking on submit, but immediately navigates to the next page.
Mm-hmm.
Why it is navigating? Because the data, whatever we inserted, it is compared in the database server. Compare in the database server. Suppose I'm inserting invalid data. It doesn't opens. Says that the user ID and password is incorrect. Okay. This is actually will be involved in the real-time scenario. So what happens here? Yeah, I said no, there will be a common repository.
Mm.
Is a common repository in the company where the developer people will work and the tester people will work. In this common repository, it acts like a server. It is not a, acts like a server. It is a server. It is a server, and these are local machines, client machines. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here, what happens in the company premises? In the server, we can install the pages should be installed here from the developer or the tester. They will open the browsers and it gives the URL path and access the page. So like this will be the URL.
Mm-hmm.
But real-time scenario, during development, it doesn't contain their domain name. They have a IP address. Do you know what is the IP address? Any idea?
The internet provider address.
Very good. Like this. The class
Mm-hmm.
A, class B, or whatever it may be, it contains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is the IP address based on login or whatever it may, according to the data. Okay, this all comes under the Java, advanced Java, when we are going to develop the product based on the Java or Python or what it may be. Okay, this should be uh, sends sends a request to the server and gets the page. The testers point it. After getting the page, then
Mm-hmm.
actually testing starts. So this type of scenarios are called as the server configuration. So the types of environments are standalone. Standalone means only one server and client will be going to be interacted. And in the two-tier architecture, we have client number of clients will be going to interact with the only one server. In three-tier architecture, most of the cases, what happens? The data will be analyzed. The data will be going to be analyzed and will be get the response time with respect of the web server, app server, and the database server. Okay, later I will teach
Mm-hmm.
you about distributed server. So in standalone environment, we have presentation layer, and then business layer and database layer, like this. So I will remove all these things. So first we can have the scenario like this, and in this scenario we have presentation layer, business layer, and a database layer. So and each and every data have its own requirement. Presentation layer, and here we have business layer, and here we have database layer. Okay, these are the things. These things will be interacted with the respect of. Okay, so presentation layer means the client machine wherever the browser will be available here. In business layer, web server and app server will be resided. In the database layer, we have a predefined data which is stored in the format of table in the database. So this comes under standalone environment, one tier architecture, standalone environment. And coming to client server environment, here I said it is a two-tier architecture, like presentation layer, business layer for every client machine, and a database layer. So here what happens, the database server will be going to interact with presentation layer plus as well as so yeah. So presentation layer plus business layer will be focused here. Here also we have presentation layer plus business layer. And here also we have presentation layer plus business layer. Totally will be going to interact what happened? Okay, totally it is going to interact with server configuration. Which server? What is the what type of server we have? Presentation layer, business layer is merged here. Here what we have?
It's the database server here.
Very good. It contains database server, database layer. Database layer. This is a server and this is a comes under a client. This is a client and a server. And here what happens? It is going the each and every presentation layer data will be merged with database server and get the response to the particular request. Response to the particular request. This is called as client server environment. This is called as
Mhm.
client server environment. And next we have web environment. So basically web environment will be focused with respect of a client middle application server as well as the business application server, but it will purely interact with web-based applications. It is purely interact with web-based applications. Here, what happens? Actually, I do one thing. So I have so
I'm sorry.
okay, okay, no issues. Yeah, are you going to use in your okay, okay, I will talk to you later.
Mhm.
So it is web server. Here we use web server and it contains different data.
For the web environment.
Yeah, web environment. This comes under web environment. It's not deleting it all. What's happening here? The data is also not moving. So this is the PL presentation layer and this is a client machine and it is a web server and we have a business layer here.
Mhm.
It is a business layer, a BL, business layer,
Mhm.
and we have another concept called database server. There will be a number of interactions with respect of presentation layer and one app. This is an app server. BL means app server, and these are the client machines, and it is a database server. It is a database server. So we can focus on DBL. Here we use database layer. Here also we use database layer. And this is a database server. Database server. It is a database server. And it is a application server. This is not normal server. It is an application server. App server. And this is a client machine and the database server. So we have a interaction with not change moving. What's okay, not DBL, BL. It is BL, business layer, and it is a web server. It is not PL plus BL, it is only PL. And these are comes under the client machine where the presentation will be resided. And in between presentation layer and database layer, we have another server called as app server. Business layer, business logic will be resided here. So it will be going to interacted from presentation layer to first it connects to the web server. From there it to and fro will be occurred here. To and fro will be occurred here, like so interacted with the request and response. Interacted with respect of request and response. So this will be occurred, and from business layer to database layer, the data will be penetrated, and it is also a vice versa data, because the data should match, no, in the database whether the data is compared, should be compared, is it the data is comparing similar or not, should be checked. If it is similar, then logs valid, otherwise it shows a invalid data. So like that, web server and the data BL, not DBL, BL, business layer and the database layer should be interacted. This is called as a, what we call it as a, it is called as a web environment, means three-tier architecture. Three-tier architecture. And I will teach you how these all things will be implemented in later part.
Okay.
Now, so what it says here, this is a standard definition. Client server architecture is a computer network architecture in which many clients request and service receive service from a centralized repository called as server. The client server architecture works on three interconnected components. First and foremost thing is workstations, means clients, computers, and the servers. Without servers we cannot communicate, and these are the commonly used the network devices. It is like interface between the client machine to the server, and the mediums or like root routers or hubs or switches or whatever it may be. Okay, so based on these three phenomena, the client server architecture will be implemented. And we have one tier, two tier, three tier, and finally entire. I will teach you entire when you focus on agile principles.
Okay.
Yeah. And these are the application servers, database servers, proxy servers, cloud servers, gaming servers. So many servers we have. But most of the cases we use app servers, database servers, and web servers. Only these three things are required for us. If you are testing on mobile based application, then you go for a gaming servers. If you are testing cloud based application, then you go for a cloud servers. If you are testing on a proxy based server, then you go for a proxy servers. So these are the types of different servers architectures.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Tomorrow,
Can we do extra time yesterday, Shiva, to compensate for today?
shall I continue now?
Can we do it like tomorrow? We've done half hour. To be very honest, as I said, I really have fever. I can
Yeah.
manage to sit long hours.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we
Yeah,
did put in like 30 minutes. Can we do like 2 hours tomorrow?
yeah, yeah. No issues, no issues.
Okay, so it's going to be the same, your 10 o'clock, or do you want to do it early?
Uh,
Why
9
don't you
o'clock.
send me a message based on your convenience and we can
Okay,
accordingly do it?
okay, okay, fine. Okay then.
Okay. And
Yeah,
thank you so much, Shiva, for
thank you.
the
Yeah,
understanding.
yeah, yeah. Me take care, take care.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Bye-bye.
Take care.